What's up, guys? It's your girl Megan Rogers and
Linda Marcus Smith.
And we are Sassy Broad Squad, and we have
Today
we
have Jeff Kafoury with us. Now, Jeff is the co-owner of Harvey's Comedy Club in Portland, Oregon, and he's here to share with us things about his life, things he's doing here with the comedy community, where he's going with Harvey's Comedy Club. You name it, he's here. So let's bring on Jeff. Hi,
Woo!
Jeff.
Hello, ladies. Thank you for having me. It's
Thank
an honor
you.
to be on your show.
Oh,
Thank you for
it's
coming.
an honor for you to be on our show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So tell us, Jeff, you're half owner of the comedy club here. Tell us a little bit about, I know personally some of your background, but would you mind sharing that with the viewers so they know who you are and what you've done in your life before Harvey's Comedy Club?
Well, I've pretty much grown up in the entertainment business. Grew up, started in the radio business, did a sports radio show for 15 years.
Right.
Wow.
Back in 1993, I broadcast Portland Beaver baseball before
Yes.
the team moved to Salt Lake City. They wanted me to move to Salt Lake with them, but I had a daughter who was 1 year old at the time, and I didn't really want to raise her in Salt Lake, so I turned it down and stayed up here. Got into promoting professional wrestling. Did that for 6 or 7 years here. We had a weekly Saturday night TV show, and then I managed Harvey's about 15 years ago for a couple of years, where I became friends with Barry Colin, who we bought the club from. Funny story about Barry. I met Barry, he had just opened up the club about 26, 27 years ago. I came in and did a cold call on him and said, hey, you ought to do a Harvey's radio show on our radio station. And
Nice.
Barry thought, that's
Yeah.
a great idea. He bought the hour every Saturday, and he hired Dwight Slade and Dave Anderson to do the show.
Oh, my gosh.
Dwight and Dave did
These
so well.
guys.
They did it for about 4 years on our station that my dad and I owned, and they did such a good job that they were hired away by a big station to do afternoon drive time. And then, of course, Dave went on to AM Northwest as well.
Yes.
And now Dwight's career's just shot up. You know, he's huge all over the country,
Huge.
and actually all over the world.
Wow.
A fantastic guy, and he's coming here in the next couple months.
Oh, can't wait to meet him.
Yes.
It's
That's
going to be
awesome.
awesome.
He's a great guy, very funny man.
That's so cool. So now you're half owner of Harvey's Comedy Club. And since, as you mentioned, Barry Colin used to own it, and now you own it with Doug Beach. What is it that you're trying to renew back into Harvey's Comedy Club since you're on board?
Well, you know, Harvey's is a legendary club.
Right.
It's very, very well regarded around the country as one of the premier comedy clubs.
Yes.
You know, we obviously want to keep that going.
Right.
And one thing we've tried to do is bring in some new talent. You know, a lot of times, you know, Barry would have, you know, kind of the same talent for years. You know, they'd come once or twice a year and kind of rotate them around. You know, we're trying to make it stretch out people's return visits a little bit wider so that we can add more talent that people have never seen here in the Northwest. And
Right.
we have a really good hotbed of comics down in LA that we pick from, and you know, I mean, there's so much talent out there right now.
Yeah.
We want to
There
keep it
is.
fresh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep it fresh.
I've noticed there's a freshness happening, not just
Right.
in bringing in headliners, but that you're also incorporating into the club a lot more local talent, opportunity for local
Well,
talent.
yeah, we want to, you know, this needs to be a place for local comedians to get their start and be their home club. You know, and I
Absolutely.
mean, it's the only way to break into the business. You need to have a club that you can go to and get some stage time. And, you know, of course, our open mic that we do tonight is going really well.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
been a big draw. And then the contests we've been having during the week are going really well also.
Yes. And you have a contest coming up with Jack Jr. is hosting a contest on the 3rd. Did you want to cover that?
Yeah,
for-
April 3rd, he's going to be doing that, and it's a great opportunity for local comics. It's going to be a showcase, and I'm going to be one of the judges, Jack's going to be one of the judges, and then the audience, also audience applause. So if you want to get into this club, or if you want to win this contest, I would bring some people, you know, bring a cheering squad. And it's a great opportunity for a local comic because the winner gets a chance to perform at 2 major comedy clubs down in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Which is a big deal for a local Portland comic.
It's a
and you never
huge
know who's
deal.
going to be
Right.
in the crowd down there, and it could be a career-launching move.
Right,
so
right.
it's really a big night, and I think a lot of the local comedians are pretty excited
Can
about
you
it.
tell us which clubs down in LA, or is that like hush
That's
hush?
kind of a secret. It's
Okay.
kind of- I know,
No
but
spoiler alerts.
don't want to spoil them, but I'll just tell you that when they find out which ones they are going to be very, very excited.
Oh, Laugh Factory. I'm feeling one of
I
them
can't
is
go
Laugh
through
Factory.
this.
I know. I'm getting all excited.
Really
It's
good
good to
clubs.
keep them guessing.
I know. I would. Oh, I'm excited.
So exciting.
I'm not even in it, and I'm just like, oh, what's it gonna be?
So tell some of the viewers that are out there, her mother and my mother, rest in
Hi,
peace.
moms.
Hi, mama.
The viewers would like to know, like, what is it that you see Harvey's Comedy Club is different than other clubs? Like, we touched a little bit about it, what you're trying to do, infusing into new opportunities, but what do you want people to think of when they think of Harvey's Comedy Club? Why would they want to come here instead of the Keller Auditorium? Or we don't really want to talk about our competition, but you do have other places in Portland to go to. What's special about Harvey's?
Well, I don't think that the people that are going to fill up the Keller Auditorium, we probably can't afford to have here at Harvey.
Right.
And as far as Helium, they're a great club too. I
Absolutely.
think I want them to do well.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's good for the comedy scene in Portland. And I don't really
Yeah.
look at them as competition. I mean, they do a great job. We do a great job. And between us, we have about 450 seats. Well, I have to believe in a city with 2.5 million people in the metro area that we
Right.
can fill up 450 seats between our two clubs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they bring in kind of a different caliber. They bring in a lot of people, who you see on TV more and have
Yep.
more credits, but they're not necessarily funnier.
Yeah.
A lot of these
Exactly.
people you pay big dollars to go see, you go see, well, oh God, they were okay, but they weren't really that funny.
Yeah.
One thing that you're going to get at Harvey's every week is our people are going to be funny and you're
Yeah.
going to leave satisfied.
Yeah.
I love that.
I also like that Harvey's feels more like the first time I walked into Harvey's, I felt like you guys were my friends, and I was
do.
like, yeah, everybody's so nice, so friendly. And that is what always, I look forward to coming here and doing podcasts and doing open mics because it's very close-knit, very friendly, and there's no coldness or anything.
No, we try to
Right.
put on a good vibe, I'm going to want people to come down, relax, enjoy themselves. With today's political climate and the things going on in the world, I think everybody needs a good laugh.
Yes,
And this is a great place to come and do
absolutely,
it.
right? Or else we'll just cry all day long, and I'm
Absolutely.
just, don't watch the news, people. Don't do it.
Because I've been to a lot of comedy clubs, and the feeling I get here is that this is my home club.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
loyal to this place.
I'm so loyal to Harvey's.
Yeah.
I'll take a bullet
Well,
for you,
I
Jeff.
appreciate that.
I will take a bullet. Shoot me. I'm ready. Let's
We're
do
your
it.
girls. We got this. So, did you have anything else that you wanted to share with the viewers that we have?
Boy, nothing off the top of my head. I mean, if you want to come down this weekend, Shang is absolutely fantastic.
He is funny.
He came
He's
in.
done
He
it.
saw me twerk and said I had rickets, and I just laughed
that's
so much. It was too
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah, he just went and did an interview that I took him to over at Rip City Radio and NBC Sports Network. And I'll tell you, I bring the comedians there every week, and Shang's interview might have been the best one so far.
I don't doubt
I mean,
that.
he was really, really good. He's very quick-witted, and he's edgy, and I think you're going to like him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait.
You got to get down here. He's going to have 7 shows between now and Sunday, right?
Yep.
So pick a show, get online, call in, and come on down and laugh.
And heck,
Yep.
tonight's a good night too. With the open mic afterwards. One thing about our open mic too is that, it used to be here in the dining room. Well, then I decided, well, you know what? Let's move it onto the main stage and give the comedians who haven't really been up there.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of a big deal, being up on the stage with the lights and everything. It's
Yeah,
kind of like,
it's good practice.
playing basketball at the Moda Center. It's like it's a
Yeah.
little bit different than just going to the park.
Right,
Yes.
right. Yes,
It's a big, huge
absolutely.
difference. The first time that you're up there doing that, you're scared.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then after you do it a little bit and you cut your teeth with people that are tired and waiting to have their turn, and then you get a chance with a real audience, you're prepared for it.
Well, and see, and this is a tough industry,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, and there's a lot of great competition out there, and in the business that you're in right now, think about it. When you're standing up on a stage and everyone's sitting back, okay, make me laugh.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it takes a long time to get your material down, get your timing down.
Absolutely.
To be a good host, I mean, you probably need to have a good 5 years under your belt
Yeah.
to do a good solid 15 minutes. If you want to be a feature, it's probably about a 10-year span.
Absolutely.
And to be
I
a good
agree.
headliner, at least 15 years.
Yeah.
So, you got to put in your dues, go to as many open mics as you can.
Yep.
It's just like anything else. Practice makes
Practice
perfect.
makes perfect. Absolutely. Yeah.
And everybody has their own trajectory. Some can get on board, like Shang. I was reading on the internet that the first time he went on stage, it was due to a dare, and he just took off from there. He was funny from the get-go. Other people struggle to find their voice for 1 to 5 years.
Oh, yeah. And it's a difficult thing to do. People say, oh, I could be a comedian. I'm funny. My friends think I'm funny. Well, go stand up there on the stage with the bright lights on with people waiting for you to be funny. And
Right.
It's a different story.
yes.
Totally different.
Yes.
And that weeds out a lot of people.
Especially
It
like,
does.
and when you bomb for the first time too, you're like, oh, that was a mistake.
But that's okay. There's not a comedian in the world
Right.
that hasn't bombed.
Yeah.
They all
Exactly.
bombed.
Yeah.
You just have to pick up your, put on your big boy pants and go do it again.
Exactly.
And, it's going to happen. But,
Yeah.
It's not the end
And
of
if
the world.
you've never bombed,
just learn.
you're in the
Learn
Illuminati.
Learn from your mistake and, just be better next time.
Yep.
I've noticed that the longer I'm in comedy, I might think I'm bombing, but people are saying, oh, you did a great job. But it's like you're bombing less and less.
Exactly.
And
And
that's when you start feeling the air
that's
underneath your
progression.
wings.
Yes.
It might also be, the first time that you think you bomb, you may not have actually bombed. You might just see it as like worse than it actually is. Kind of like we're always our own biggest judges of ourselves. Like,
Right.
oh, I see all of these imperfections. It probably wasn't as bad as you thought it was.
Well, I'll tell you, comedians are some of the most insecure people I've ever met, too.
How dare you?
So true. We are. We get a few of us together.
Oh
and
yeah,
like-
it's a cry fest.
Right.
Yeah, bring out the booze
It's
because we're gonna
shocking
cry.
because you can see a headliner to kill a room and come back and go, how did I do? And you're like, what? How can you wonder how you did? You just slayed the room
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah.
But it's true. They
How did
need
I do?
validation
And
too.
they're their own worst critics, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well,
I'm
this
my
is
own
a
worst
wonderful
critic.
opportunity that you've given to Megan and me to have the podcast.
Oh, I'm glad
Yes.
you guys are
you
here
know,
doing it. And-
y'all,
We're enjoying
without
it.
Jeff, there'd be no Sassy Broad Squad.
That's
We'd be
right.
like
Don't
out
you
in the
forget that.
yeah, no sir. We'd be out on the sidewalk or the park, begging for views.
Yep.
And thanks, Jeff. Thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you for
very
having
much
me
for your
on
time.
Absolutely.
anytime. You guys are doing a great job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you,
Thank
Jeff.
you, sir.
Jeff
How did
Kafoury.
we do?
Thank you so
All right,
much.
guys. That was Jeff Kafoury
Signing off.
signing off. Woo!
Thank you, Jeff.